No, it's always good to start the podcast with a good foundation before somebody says something funny.
Yeah.
Before Craig has like a reverie that needs to be on film immediately.
I invented a new sex thing today.
It's the triple stranger.
Ooh.
We're reinventing the stranger for polyamory.
I was thinking, I was doing I don't know, a couple days ago, I was walking around. I was trying to do Minnesota, but Minnesota's hard. I was like, I've been a contractor for about 25 years, and I love my wife very much. I've been married to her for quite some time, and I like to think of myself as pretty progressive and pretty open-minded. For example, I just learned about analingus. So apparently the homosexuals are very into analingus. So one puts their mouth on the rectum, and stimulates it with their mouth and tongue. Apparently this is very enjoyable for one or both parties involved, and I think that's swell. I think that's he's like just like so on the level, just very very unflappable man, like a true ally here in Pride Month.
Yeah.
Holy wah. You get the tongue in there.
Holy wah, taking two at once? That's that's wild. I didn't even know.
Rip both my holes wide open, I tell you what.
I guess it varies jurisdiction by jurisdiction, but I didn't know having that many poppers was legal at one time. I don't know if you want to cross state lines with that, folks. Be careful. Be careful. You never know. You never know what you gotta check in advance when you're crossing those state lines. For the no loads refused cum dump event. I want everyone to be safe. First and foremost, don't you know?
And just imagine this could have been on the cutting room floor.
Yeah, God forbid. God forbid we lose this gold.
There are allies out there, and they come in so many shapes and forms, folks.
From all over the Midwest.
Yeah, this one's called Minnesota guy who's just okay with double penetration.
Yeah, me and my buddy, us hitting it from the front, he's hitting it from the back. It's a pretty good time.
And a Minnesota guy who's neutral positive about spit roasting.
And here's what's funny. Back in my day, getting your back blown out was a bad thing.
Welcome to Swim Fans. This is your number one erotic thriller podcast, usually. But folks, it is that time of year, okay? It is time for the Swim Fans Summer Series. You've jacked into Ono Sendai, okay? You've survived Cruel Summer. And this year, we are proud to bring you a brand new kind of series. Welcome to Swim Fans Full Clip. This summer, we are talking action movies, action-packed feature films. That's it, really. That's what it's about.
Yep.
It's about action movies.
Yep, it's about blowing stuff up.
But yeah, no, we've got a full roster of movies out for the whole summer. We've got all of your favorite guests coming back. We're gonna have a good time. I am your co-host, and I will call you Daddy Bruce Willis, Josh McKenzie.
I'm trying to find out which one of you looks the most like my dick. I'm Craig Neeson.
I'm Fuckface. She's Jen Hawking.
And we're very excited to start off this year's full clip session talking 1991 Tony Scott film, The Last Boy Scout.
Just do it.
Okay, so if you haven't seen The Last Boy Scout, this movie stars Bruce Willis and it stars Damon Wayans. So Bruce Willis is a disgraced Secret Service agent. He did such heroic deeds such as protecting the president from bullets, but he caught like a senator and like a California senator abusing a woman in a hotel room. the senator was so mad at him that he had him fired from his job. So he's no longer he's disgraced from the Secret Service, and now he works as like a layabout private detective. Wayne's character is also a disgraced former career man. He used to be a pro football player, apparently quite a famous one. But he was let go from the league after it was found he had like a pretty bad drug problem. The impetus for we find out in the runtime for the movie. So at the start of the movie, Joe, which is Willis's character, Joe gets contracted by his friend for a job. He is to protect a young sex worker by the name of Corey, who's played by a young Halle Berry, and she has requested protection because she feels that she's in danger. So when Joe goes back to his house after a night out, he comes back and finds that the man, his friend Mike, this is also the guy who gave him this job, is having sex with his wife. So they have like a falling out, and as Mike goes to his car and goes to turn the key, the car explodes, killing his former friend instantly. But Joe's like, well, let me just do the job anyway. So he goes to watch Corey, but Jimmy, Damon Wayans' character, obviously doesn't like this guy hanging around his girlfriend. So they sort of like butt heads, and like Jimmy's like, listen, Corey doesn't need your help. I'll take care of her. So he pulls Corey out of the bar that they're in, and he's like, I'll just follow you home. You'll be fine. Quite easily, the people who Corey felt that she was in danger from separate Wayne's character and Corey, and then they with like full automatic rifles they kill Corey. They almost kill Jimmy and Joe, but they get away. So now Jimmy has lost his girlfriend, and he's not letting Joe off the hook for this case. Like, even though his client is now dead, he's, obviously wants like revenge and to figure out what's going on. So their next move is to go to Corey's apartment. And they pretty quick find out what they're after her for. So the senator that Joe got fired from when he found him abusing a woman, he and this like rich guy who owns a sports team, they are conspiring. So this super rich guy wants to legalize gambling in California, and he's like buying senators to make that happen. That's the long and short of it. So this is what they were after Corey for, is that Corey was kind of getting this blackmail. And we find out pretty soon into the movie that the reason that she was trying to get this blackmail was so that she could use it to get Jimmy his job playing football again, you have leverage to do that. So they have the evidence, and they're going to figure out what to do with it. But they are, again, caught by a couple more hitmen. This almost results in their death, but they are able to trick the hitmen into shooting a block of C4. Which it kills them, but it does cost them the evidence that they had. So Joe brings Jimmy back to his house. You meet Joe's daughter, Darian. She's a teen girl who doesn't get along with her dad very well. They catch Jimmy doing drugs, so Joe throws him out. And on the way out, Darian says that my dad was like your biggest fan, but then when you got thrown out, he never watched football again. Very tragic. The hitmen are now getting a little more bold. They kill a cop and pin it on Joe, so now he has like an active warrant for his arrest. And it sort of all builds to like this final block of the movie here, where Joe and Jimmy and Darian come face to face with the bad guys, like out in the woods. They swap out this briefcase full of like bribe money for a bomb that is going to be given to the senator. And then, when that plan is foiled by Joe and Jimmy on the road, the whole movie sort of ends up at the football stadium where this guy is in charge of it. So we've got Joe and Jimmy and Joe's daughter Darian. They are sort of they constantly find themselves in like shootouts with the bad guy and his forces here, but they're finally able to figure out that the lead hitman is going to assassinate the senator in the middle of the game, like from his box seat. So Jimmy is supposed to cause havoc on the football field to make a distraction, while Joe is going up to find the queer-coded villain who's going to murder the senator. And there's Jimmy's able to cause a distraction. Joe's able to defeat that guy. That guy falls into a helicopter blade and is turned into like a red mist. And then so all's well that ends well. The movie ends with the rich guy stealing the bomb suitcase, thinking it's the money. He opens it, explodes, dies, whatever. And Joe and his wife, who again was cheating on him at the beginning of the movie, they reconcile, get back together, and Joe and Jimmy decide to become detective partners. What did we think about The Last Boy Scout?
I picked this one. So this series, Full Clip, I feel like is a continuation of like the stuff we were doing with like the minis, like the John McTiernan stuff, and like that itself is a thematic continuation of like when Craig and I did the dual diptych of Bruce Willis double feature episodes where I just blind bought a Blu-ray at 7-Eleven that had Mercury Rising and the Jackal on it. And very, very fittingly, Last Boy Scout is actually from another Bruce Willis double feature Blu-ray I bought from a different 7-Eleven. So it's all very, very appropriate. I really like this movie. I think it is so much fun. Everything about The Last Boy Scout is so over the top, and like the cast is really charming. And I think like Bruce Willis is like really perfect in this. He is playing kind of like the archetype John McClane style character that he normally does, but like I feel like Shane Black's script is so like funny and weird that I think it kind of comes off as like a different character than just like strictly John McClane, and like so much insane shit happens in this movie. Did you talk about the opening scene in the plot description? I'm sorry, I
left out the scene where a football player on drugs runs down the field and shoots like 4 other football players. So I did leave that out of the plot somehow.
That scene is incredible. Like that scene is so good because it's so kind of like juvenile of a setup of like, yeah, well, if I was that guy, but if I was like running the ball but I had a gun, I just shot the other players and then ran past and got the touchdown anyway. Like how cool would that be? Like Tony Scott's like direction of that scene is so good too, because it's like pouring rain. Like it just looks like it's like they're playing in like a hurricane or something. Like everything he does is so elevated, and it feels like there's this kind of like one-upsmanship going on between them of like who can make the crazier thing. And I think like that's like a really kind of like infectious energy that's like in this movie. Every car is wired to explode, right? Every like squib busts gaping holes into people's chests, and like it should be like at a certain point like numbing or something because it's so over the top for like the hour and 45 minutes of the runtime. But like every time I've seen this movie, I've just been like completely enthralled by it. There's more I want to say, especially about like sports gambling. But like for now, this shreds. I love this a lot.
Yeah, I also really like this. It's interesting. I was like, when did this come out? That's the first thought that I had upon finishing it. So it came out after Die Hard, but before Die Hard with a Vengeance, which is important because Die Hard establishes Bruce Willis as this kind of like fuck up loser, but ultimately scrappy divorce guy. I mean, this movie doubles down on the divorce aspect to the point of it being like cuckold fantasy, like almost explicitly, like not even like subtext. It's like in the text, but it also does the white guy black guy buddy cop thing that like Die Hard with a Vengeance would like perfect. And no one would ever approach it ever again. But yeah, this film like gets so in like Tony Scott like fashion. Everything is heightened in a way that's like I don't really know how to say it. Cartoonish isn't the word really, but it is like stylistically exaggerated in a way that like at once it's grounded because people are getting like fucking like cut in half by like shotguns and shit. But on the other hand, every other piece of dialogue is a joke about like the $650 pants or like like the Shining-esque reference of the young girl who can only talk to through her dog named Tony. It's a fun movie, and I think there is an interest in, or maybe it's just seeing it from the vantage point of 2025. It's goofy and it's loose in the way that like Bad Boys like in the future would be like similarly goofy and loose. So there's like a little spark here that I feel like probably carried on a bit. But yeah, there's a lot of things that are resonant, like, the idea of the Wayans brother character having turned to drugs because football was destroying his body. And it's like, man, like that's like, I feel like that's like a conversation that only like recently started, but apparently it's been happening for a long time, with this idea of like, getting fucking CTE from, throwing your body against another dude's fucking body on a field every day and smacking your fucking head up against him is gonna like fuck up your life in more ways than one. So yeah, I mean, there's like an interest in like America, and the film opens with this like rock and roll, we love football, and I'm like, oh my god, Tony Scott,
Horrible.
Friday night's a great night for football.
And I was like, what, Tony? I was like, Tony, sweetie, what are you doing? But then it just like fucking slam cuts to the reality of football, which is like happening at night. It's fucking raining. The dude's popping drugs. He's getting a mysterious phone call. He's plugging 4 people, and then he and then he offs himself. It's like, holy shit. Okay, welcome, Tony. The movie is interested in this like thing that like Colin Kaepernick would get like criticized for much later, about essentially saying that the NFL was analogous in many ways to slavery. And it's like, oh shit, like this movie doesn't quite go that far, but it's like it's zeroing in on this mark of like football like destroyed this guy's life, and well, I guess Bruce Willis like in like cop fashion destroyed his own life. But yeah, I don't know. It takes all this like very like serious subject matter, and goofs it up, and like of course like none of the plot beats or none of the like the structure are, like, there are stakes. I don't mean to say that there aren't stakes, but like the idea of this very effeminate killer and this old fucking redneck, as the young girl calls him, they're trying to make sports gambling legal. That's why they have like dozens of bodies on them. That's why they killed Halle Berry in the first 5 minutes of the film. I don't know. There's a type of like brazenness and ludicrous stylization with like something like social commentary that I find like extremely unique. Yeah, it wasn't only it was after I gave it a 3.5-star rating that I was like, well, actually, I don't know. That was pretty special. Yeah, like this is a remarkable film. I think it's definitely an outlier. There's something about it that's like unique to this film.
Yeah, for me, I think that Jen sort of like touched on what I think was like really special. So I really like this movie. I thought this was a really fun movie. I thought everything about it worked. I am so fucking Bruce Willis pilled. It's not even funny. I love how divorced he is. He's the most divorced guy complimentary like in the history of movies. In the but daddy, I love him kind of way. You know what I mean? Like you bring him home and like your parents are mad, but daddy, I love him. So, that's always a joy in this movie. But like Jen was saying, I think that the key here really lies in the script, because like I really can't, until you see this movie, I really can't describe to you how like machine gun rapid like the back and forth is. Like there isn't any quiet in this movie, which is fine, but like there isn't any quiet because like if Wayans and Willis aren't trading plot relevant information, they're just just dragging each other. So the script is very snappy and the dialogue is quite snappy and stylized. And I would say 80% of the time I love that. I think it works really well. I think it builds a really realistic way for the characters to go from not knowing each other to actively hating each other to like becoming like pals. I think the movie's quite good at like doing that, and part of that is this sort of like nonstop volley that they have between each other. I think like maybe 15-20% of the time I'm like, that line sucked, I hated, nobody would, that's like the worst thing I ever heard in my life. But by and large, I think that the dialogue is really effective, and I think it does a great job of establishing them and their relationship. So and I think that a lot of the fun comes from that, because like I think that Willis and Wayans have like a lot of charisma as they are, and I think that the two of them have chemistry as they are, but like I think the script really sort of like pluses all of that and really gives you this really fun, very heightened, very like kind of stylized in like the fast talking way that you want out of like I wouldn't say this is a neo-noir necessarily, but out of the way you want out of something like this is this sort of like stylized dudes rock kind of banter. And I think this movie really sings there. Yeah, I like it. I love that they're like in a position to see the rich guy open the briefcase and they can like watch his house explode like it's a fireworks show. I like that the daughter is like a just insanely trashing these two men the whole time. Like just the wildest teen girl of all time. It was crazy that move with like the sock puppet worked, where she just walked into like a crowd of like 8 armed men and it's like, I'm just a widow girl. Would you like to see my puppet? Can you make my puppet talk? And I'm like, she's a teenager. Like, why is this working on you?
So that actress, and I do love that fucking. That's maybe my favorite scene in the whole film. That actress, SWIMFANS all-star now, Danielle Harris. She plays the spunky, cynical younger sister rather of Christina Applegate in Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead.
Oh,
and I was in love with this girl when I was a kid. Like I was just like head over heels. Like this precocious, could easily punch me in the face girl. Oh my God, I was like, just like head over heels for her. But yeah, she's perfect. Like if anyone is going to play Bruce Willis's daughter, it's this girl. Like it's perfectly complimentary in that way. So like even the emotional beats that this movie kind of runs through, like they're goofy. Like they're goofy as hell, and like there's like Josh said, there's like very little room to breathe. But when the movie does want to breathe, like when the Wayans brother is like, my wife got hit by a car and my kid only lasted 17 minutes and got to got to dream once, and then like my favorite emotional beat is the end when the wife is like, I'm so sorry.
Yes.
And he's like, fuck you, Sarah. And she's like, oh my God, my husband loves me.
The amount of divorced guy wish fulfillment in that scene is palpable. It's so desperate.
It's so because let's really break this down. So your best homie, your best gal pal is cheating on is fucking your wife. All right. And the movie's like, oh, you get to catch them in the act, which of course you get to have like the smugness because he catches them by doing like detective stuff. So the movie's like also what a good detective he is.
Also, he's
so he gets
smart
that.
too.
Yeah. And then the guy is like not as good looking as Bruce Willis, right? So then he throws him out on his ass and he's like, fuck you, I'll do your job anyway. And then then you get to watch the guy explode. So he becomes like another cloud of red mist. And then you get the end of the movie where the wife is like, oh my God, you're so right. You never did anything wrong. I'm literally so glad that we're still together. And he's like, fuck you, Sarah. And it's a callback to what he said earlier in the movie, but like positive this time.
Like he gets to abuse her at the same time that he's like bringing her back into the fold. It's fucking
And
wild.
she thanks him for it.
Yeah, it's actually the most. It's actually the most having your cake and eating it too in film history, because it's a flawless victory on all fronts.
And yeah, like the kid that hates you, the kid that won't talk to you directly, you know, the one that you speak so fucking poorly of. You know, what does he say? She'll be pregnant by the time she's 14 or whatever. It's like, fuck, dude. Like, that is an insane, just deranged thing to say about your child. And of course, she won't talk to him. She's rude to him, and like, he's a fucking asshole back. But eventually, through all this like fucking trauma, she's like, "I love you, Dad. You're the one true dad that I have."
No, dude, no. She literally calls him sir. She's like, "Yes, sir."
Oh, right.
And he's like, "I like that." And I'm like,
have some fucking respect around here.
Yeah, that idea. So yeah, it isn't even in this case like familial love. It's that the people in his household are going to respect him now.
yeah.
Isn't that amazing?
Now that he's murked 24 faceless goons and the evilest gay guy alive, he earns some respect in his goddamn house.
I think it like works for the movie too. Like it's not like normally like an ending like that. If it's in a movie that was like any less over the top than this one, I feel like it would really be like ill-fitting, or like it'd be like seeming like it just needed to wrap up the end of the movie as fast as possible or something. But because everything is so cartoonish, there's something about like this 180 that all of the main characters take, where they're like, actually, we like you now. We don't think you're a drunk piece of shit anymore.
No, everything that I'm just saying, I absolutely approve of. Probably, yeah, because the tone of the movie is so heightened, and because, like, honestly, you have to be charmed by like somebody who's willing to like just go for it. Like this guy's like, I want to hear this from my wife and child. I want to kill the man who I've been cucked by. And it's like, that would be epic. And I'm like, you know what? That would be epic. Good for you, man.
Actually, escapism's pretty good sometimes.
Yeah.
And he even gets like that kill on the friend in a passive way. He's like, "Yeah, I suspected that there was probably a bomb in his car." And it's like, "What the fuck? Why didn't you intervene?" And it's like, "Well, yeah, he fucked my wife, so I didn't use my super secret fucking detective secret agent powers to save him." It's like, "Okay, dude, fuck."
Yeah, it's like, yeah, I brain geniused my way to like psychically being aware of the bomb in his car, but I mean, the thing about him is that he's fat, so
Yeah, right.
I didn't want to say that.
He's played by SWIMFANS all-star Bruce McGill, who is that one lawyer, that Southern lawyer in The Insider, who has that great scene.
Yeah, there's something that I remember him from, but I can't think of it now.
I mean, he just has one of those faces. He's one of those guys.
Yeah,
you know?
he's like in
It's
every
oh,
like
it's that
cop
guy.
movie. Like he's
Yeah,
always
yeah.
playing like a sergeant or a lieutenant or something that the fucking main characters hate.
Yeah. He's always great too. I love him in basically everything. I do want to. I also want to shout out like the daughter as well, because you think that there is kind of, it's not a bait and switch, but like the daughter like injects herself into the action, and it's kind of just one scene. It's not like she's not like a super precocious kid for most of it. She's in that like one scene where with the puppet maybe, but like that scene's so ridiculous that like it works. I love the like, give me the car, I'll shoot the girl bit, where he puts a gun to his own daughter's head to threaten someone
God, yes.
for a car. It's like it's one of the funny. I lose it every time at that scene. But like, no, she's used really well. Like, it doesn't fall into like To speak of another Shane Black movie that's filled with action tropes, doesn't it feel like Last Action Hero in the worst scenes of Last Action Hero, you know?
Right.
Sorry,
Yeah.
this guy wrote a movie called The Last Action Hero and The Last Boy Scout.
Yeah, he did.
Let's just get the thesaurus out. Let's just try something else.
It's called a motif.
Both times, terrible title. Awful. Like
Yeah.
I hate, like, it doesn't make any like real sense to this movie. There's like a line about like, what are you, like a Boy Scout or whatever? And then like at the final scene of the movie's like, yeah, be prepared. You know, that's my motto. But like, I don't know. It could have been a football pun.
Yeah, because like I don't know,
End
would you call a
zone.
guy who has like a double-digit body count by the end of the movie a Boy Scout? Like
Right.
I know
Yeah.
that he's doing that American thing where it's like the higher the body count, the more justice you've served. You know what I mean?
It's also kind of irony too.
Yeah, so I think for most people that's not like a problem, but I'm like I just would have called the movie something else.
I think if it had a better title, it would have been more well remembered.
I do
Yeah, I
love
bet.
I do love the reveal that like Bruce Willis pretends not to know who the Wayans brother is, but he's like his biggest fan. He like well, once you dropped out of the game, he stopped watching football altogether. And then the Wayans brother writes something on the football like to the last Boy Scout or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, it's a weird title. Yeah, it doesn't fit. Yeah, if it were called like two tough guy, two you know,
Two
definitely
crude
would've,
dudes.
Like, yeah, it definitely would have I think lingered in the consciousness a bit better. Yeah, for sure.
End zone.
Right.
Offsides.
Ooh, let's call it End Zone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Before I get too off track, I do want to agree with you about the way that Darian is like put into this movie, because I do think it's really good. I feel like they gave that kid like a lot to do. Like she has like a lot of different like, I don't know, like phases, I guess, for lack of a better word. Like Craig said earlier, she has like her shining phase where she's like, Darian's not here right now. And then that goes away pretty fast, and then she's like, "Fuck you, Dad! I hate you. You didn't let me go to the rainbow party with my friends or whatever." And then you do get the moment that I actually kind of liked quite a bit. This doesn't come up again, but like I think this really works for this movie because neither of these characters would have ever brought this up, and I think it like adds texture in a good way. Where she's like, oh, and it sort of ties back into why Joe knew Jimmy from sight like right away, is that she's like, oh, my dad was like your biggest fan, and when you stopped, he like stopped watching football. And I liked how she sort of communicated that, and then like it just never came up again. But I thought that like really added something to like the relationship the two men had. Yeah, and then like she's got like her fake little girl phase where she's trying to like trick the men into giving her dad a gun. Yeah, I love that the dynamic has been established where it's like, yeah, Bruce Willis would definitely put a revolver to this little girl's head and be like, yeah, I'll ice her. Where it feels totally in character, and you're like, oh, smart to weaponize your daughter in this way.
Totally.
Maybe it's too cute by half to have her be like, yes, sir, I do respect you now, thank you. But like, whatever, I'll take it.
No, I think it ultimately plays fine.
Yeah. But they really, if they're gonna put like a kid into the middle of the action movie, I feel like they gave her a lot to work with, and I think she used it. So
yeah, she's also like a really well established character.
She steals the scene. Like she's really. I mean, the movie is fundamentally the Bruce Willis and the Wayans brother, but like she's like a load bearing pillar here. Like she's part of why this movie works in the way that it works. It's difficult to overstate like how great she is and how important it is to kind of like round out this world and give it more color.
I mean, because I love how easily she absolutely like dunks on Wayne's character when she's like, I'm coming with you, and he's like, how did you even find me? And she's like, shut up. let's go. And I'm like, okay. Get his ass. I will say that I did love the cold open. Like I can't believe I don't think I've ever seen this before, where it's like a character is on a football field and just like starts capping people.
No, it's incredible.
I feel like, truthfully, genuinely, I've never seen that before, and it seems so obvious to combine to combine football and firearms. Like, that seems so obvious to me now. But like, it felt genuinely like, I was like, yeah, how come no one's ever just shot the linebacker? How come that's never come out before?
Well, it feels like, okay, you're writing like an action movie about football or whatever. Like, what can you incorporate that into it? And then you might have the idea of like a football player shooting a gun and then like follow that lead, but then like it also kind of doesn't really fit anywhere in the movie, so it kind of just makes a really great cold open, because that's like almost nothing to do with the rest of the movie. Like, I mean, it's about like like Damon Wayans' character like had succumbed to the pressures of professional football, and it's like an illustration of that. But like, you could already just, I don't know, you could open with him getting kicked out or something too. But like, you start with like a way more like relevant thing, but like that would be a way worse opening, because the opening of this is like a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, because like, I mean, ultimately it's there to, I guess, show you how corrupt the guy is, and then like, but then they go on just give you an hour of his corruption. So like, this could have been anything. Yeah. But I am glad it was capping a bunch of like football. Like that's crazy.
It's genius. Like, one time I was watching this at my parents' house, and it was just starting, and then like my little brother Jake had come up, and I just like, Jake, you don't have to watch the whole movie, you have to see this part. And like, he like clearly didn't want to like sit there and watch it, and I was like, shut up. Just watch this movie. And then when it happened, he lost his goddamn mind. And I was because how could you not? Because it's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, if there's one way to like immediately grab an audience's attention, whether or not like the introductory sequence is like heavy-handed or not, of the like, I love football, I love America, and then it's just like, welcome to actual America, bitch. You know, whether or not that's effective, the fucking like, just the unpredictability, the like, you could never in a million years call what's about to happen on that fucking football field. It gets so fucking grotesque and so expressive so quickly that it's just like, it's impossible to not like be like, okay, I'm in it for the long run, you know?
Yeah, well, and maybe it's because, and like, maybe it's because I just haven't seen perhaps this quite so often, but it felt like kind of, and like, this movie isn't about this, but like, it did feel almost kind of genuinely transgressive, because I'm like, I don't think I've ever seen a football player just cap another football player mid-game. And so like, it does kind of jolt you to attention, especially after how dreadful that opening song is. And just like, the sort of mundanity of like a football game, like the rich guy's getting interviewed by some guy who's absolutely taking him to task for like, I don't know, like it's his fault people aren't watching football anymore. But yeah, like it really jolts you awake or something.
And I feel like the whole movie is kind of like that too, where it's never like the most logical thing that happens, but it's always like the most like interesting thing that could happen. For example, like there's no reason, like it doesn't make a lot of spatial sense for the helicopter to be low enough for that very European gentleman to be pushed into. But like, I don't know, you have a helicopter there already. What would the coolest, what do you want to see him land on the ground? No, I want to see him liquefied. You know,
100%, because anybody can shoot a gay guy. You know what I mean? Like, it absolutely.
Clip that.
Anybody.
Happy Pride, everyone.
Because anybody can shoot a gay European, but like, it takes a brilliant cinematic mind to be like, what if that guy became dust? Like, what if he just burst into a cloud?
What if he painted the field below?
And then like you think of and like yeah, like Jen, to your point, like yes, it's not logical because like if you, I mean, just think about the insane horror that like 100,000 people have just witnessed, right? Like they watched a senator almost get assassinated in front of them. There's a guy doing like horse tricks. They watched a guy do like. Oh, they watched a cop get absolutely iced who's just dangling out of that helicopter when the European guy kills him. And then Bruce Willis does like CQC to the European guy and then like shoots him. And then he explodes. And it's just like logically, all right, you've got 100,000 traumatized people. But like it's also the funnest possible result for this set piece.
Mm-hmm. And that's the kind of energy I can fuck with in an action movie. That's the kind of like loose, connections. Just like no, make it fucking cooler.
Yeah, because like if you're gonna show me this, you might as well go wild. Like I mean, like something grounded is like always respectable, and there you can focus more on like the artistry, right? But if you want sheer spectacle, which I always want that don't make it crazy. Mm-hmm. Give me a queer coded villain. Speaking of queer coded villains, I think this needs to come back. I think that like people got too mad at like the Disney Corporation for like Scar and Jafar and Ursula, and now everyone thinks it's bad to have an evil gay guy, like murdering people.
Rhett Vern.
Yeah, so we really need it back because like now like children, I mean this is I guess specifically about kids movies, but now kids are like battling concepts like depression and puberty, and I just need an evil gay guy back.
Yeah, truly.
No, just get me a homo.
Yeah. Get me an evil gay guy who has the ear of the Sultan. Like that's all that I really need.
Like it's not even
get
clear,
him a
like,
fabulous hat. We'll make it work.
Yeah.
It's not even clear like what the upside for this dude is. If like his plan goes through, it's like he'll have more money, but it seems like he's doing all right. I don't know. It's just like we've got like hitters on fucking command. We can kill anybody. We just really want gambling to be legal. It's just like like it's just all it needs is like the presentation, right? You just need a very fancy man to be to train the character's animus and the audience's animus on.
Yeah, because like he's so rich that he actually does indeed give the senator like $6 million in a briefcase or whatever. Like he could have like just been like, it's newspapers, surprise bitch, whatever, because he was going to replace it with a bomb anyway. So like he's doing fine. You know what I mean? And obviously legalized gambling would have earned him more revenue. Blah, blah, blah. But yeah, the motives are a little unclear because he's already rich. So then to do a political hit is just, it's amazing. It's an excellent idea. In Minecraft. I'm talking about a movie. It's a cinematic.
No, do it in real life. Tell him Josh McKenzie sent you.
No, that's not funny. That didn't happen.
Legalizing sports gambling is a pretty forward-looking subject to make an action movie about, because it did happen.
Right.
Yeah.
And like, I'm not going to pretend like I know anything about sports, right? It's very clear that I do not. But like, I was working in like sports video around the time when like those original few apps started popping up. It was genuinely like shocking to see like the rapid takeover and embrace of them by like legitimate sports teams. Because like I don't know, like compared to like weed was legalized around the same time, and like that's still like insanely regulated, and like you can only buy from specific stores and shit. And then it's just like you can't watch sports anymore without having like insanely addicting apps just like rubbed in your face the entire time. Like the stadiums are named after that gambling apps now. And it's so kind of crazy how much money just showed up immediately in it.
It is also crazy because the movie. So okay, because gambling is sort of like the impetus for why Jimmy like lost his wife and kid, right? Like it's because he was gambling too much. So like the movie in like no uncertain terms is like, oh, gambling is destructive. Like it erodes your life. You can have a beautiful wife and child, and like sort of the trickle down effects of this man's gambling problem led to their deaths or whatever. So, and then to like live in a world where like, yeah, every time I turn on YouTube, it's like 17, like, what are they even called? Like GameBucks ads,
DraftKings.
DraftKings, yeah, or like whatever else on there. I'm like, oh, it's something about it's almost like if you made a movie about like, oh, I'm gonna bribe this senator to legalize heroin, but then we're living in a post highly profitable, highly public pro heroin society. It's like yeah, I guess that would be crazy if that went through.
But they need to make that shit illegal again. That is just deranged that you can do that.
I mean, and like with the, because I know there's no way to like do a half step, right? Like it's either legal or it's not. But like with like the sheer volume of which it's pushed, it's grim.
You should not be able to do it on your phone.
Yeah,
yeah, like kids. With,
there needs
like,
to
no
be laws
control.
for phones.
Yeah,
there needs to be specific laws for like being able to access gambling, or like I know like lottery. You can get lottery tickets on an app now too. Like you just shouldn't be able to do that. You should have to go to a store or a kiosk or something, and then it should be like super annoying to do.
Yeah, I would like an underpaid teenager gets to like give you that like teenage stare when like they hand you the ticket that they've like ripped off the roll or however fucking lottery tickets work. There's got to be something like that involved.
Like at there's like a grocery store nearby me that sells lottery tickets, and like when people want lottery tickets, they have to go to like a weird exclusive for the lottery register to check out at, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone should see that you're doing it.
The shame kiosk, yeah.
Yeah. Like an alarm goes out. It announces to everyone how much money you bid.
Hey, this idiot just lost $400. You wouldn't believe it. But no, like it is. I mean, like, of course, when this movie came out, it didn't, have the ubiquity that it has now. So it is very interesting to sort of see, to like watch this in the present era. Definitely puts a different spin on it. Mm-hmm. Do you guys have any final thoughts about The Last Boy Scout?
I was kind of shocked. I really hadn't heard of it before I bought the Blu-ray of it. I don't know. Like it's clearly has a huge budget. Like it looks like it's incredibly well made. It's got like really famous people in it. Like one of the biggest screenwriters in Hollywood around the time wrote it, and it just seems like there's no cultural footprint for it in the same way that like. I know Die Hard's a big one, but like, other movies like that from around the same time. And we need to reclaim this one. We need to rediscover Last Boy Scout. This movie shreds. Yeah,
I mean, I agree. I think like at every point, the cast, the writing, the directing kind of goes for it. And it's like really just a really satisfying action situation. Like, I don't think it's like redefining anything or like breaking any boundaries, but it's going hard as hell.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, truly. I do feel like this is a kind of lost. Like, why did my dad and I not watch this when I was growing up? Like, it's very it's so curious. It feels, and we watched. I mean, God, like we watched stuff with the Wayans brothers too. It's not like they were like kind of unknowns either. It's like action movie with Wayans and Bruce Willis after Die Hard. Like, come on, like. I don't know what happened. Some kind of studio fuckery, some kind of distribution fuckery. Maybe it like was a little too violent or something, or I don't know. Because it has all the hallmarks of like the goofiness of the Beverly Hills Cop and like You know, the satisfying like buddy detective and the fake noir shit. Like it's all there, but I feel like it wasn't on the radar or something.
Do you think it could have been like some sort of like anomaly? Because like I was reading about the movie and it seemed like it underperformed, like even by expectation. Like I think like the people like were like it seems like it was a bit of a surprise that it didn't perform well.
So around the time, although I think Die Hard 2 did pretty well, but like a lot of Bruce Willis's stuff around this time, like Hudson Hawk, or his career was kind of at a low around this time. And I think this was one of the movies that was supposed to like bring him back, you know, which I don't think really happened until Pulp Fiction came out.
Oh, sure.
When was Die Hard? No, Die Hard 3 was after Pulp Fiction. Because he was also in Bonfire of the Vanities, which I've mentioned before, the Brian De Palma movie. This is one of the worst things I've ever seen.
Really?
Yeah, just genuinely like an awful, bewildering experience. Bonfire of the Vanities. Yeah, so his career wasn't exactly hot at the time, but he came back.
Yeah. John McTiernan was eventually like, put me back in, coach.
I'll save him.
Oh, yeah, if you look at his filmography from the early 90s, it's completely like forgotten movies. Like Striking Distance. We did Color of Night. That was around the same time.
Oh, that one did fucking suck ass. Oh,
I think I remember there being good stuff in that one, but also not like being worth it.
Yeah.
Not enough good stuff in it.
Hudson Hawk is a bad movie, but one that lives firmly in my brain. I think it's the most Bruce Willis movie.
When did The Fifth Element come out?
97. So like, it was after
With a Vengeance, after
after Pulp Fiction. Hudson Hawk is like if you could like peer directly into the psyche of Bruce Willis with like no filters and no one checking with him to make sure that it like makes sense. For some reason the Heathers guy directed it as well.
Oh, weird. Okay.
Although shouts out
Heathers.
to Sandra Bernhard, who's really good in it, but everyone else in it is just like, what the hell? What the hell is this? Anyway,
Rest in peace as always to
Hudson Hawk.
Tony Scott.
Yeah, man,
you, sir.
wrong kid died.
I gave this 4 stars. I think this is pretty fun. If you want to watch an action movie that is doing exactly what it says on the tin and is firing all cylinders, no downtime, Last Boy Scout.
Yeah, 4 stars for me as well.
I was too hasty on Letterboxd. I gave it 3.5, 4 stars.
It's a great time.
Yeah,
I
it
don't.
truly
If you
is
don't,
fun.
if you've never heard of it, just try it out. It's really fucking fun. We really kind of didn't do the dialogue much justice as well, but it's like like every line is like pretty fucking funny.
They definitely have some bits that I was like, that I thought were like genuinely clever. Like I wouldn't have been able to like think of, you know what I mean? Like where like they'll twist the conversation to make it like a drag or whatever. And I'm like, oh yeah, that was funny as hell.
Yeah.
Good
It's
for
all.
you.
It's always satisfying. It also doesn't like really like fall into like the we're quipping so much that nothing means anything. Kind of like I stopped caring about like the plot because you're kind of pointing out like, oh, bad guy, you know, like you're using the phrase bad guy in your dialogue or whatever. That doesn't really happen with this because everything is just so well balanced tonally.
I mean, for me, like I said earlier, I do think some lines are a little too cute, but like by and large, I think the dialogue is one of the best parts of the movie. It really makes the relationship sing, and I think that's what puts it above something kind of just sort of mediocre.
Check it out.
Yeah.
Breezy,
easy, fun.
Cover girl.
That's what I was thinking too.
Okay, thank you. Do we have any questions?
No, we do not.
Okay, then I'm going to use our question time to just wish all the doves out there a very happy and strong Pride Month. I don't know, shit's like gnarlier than ever. Actually, it seems like not that long ago, this was before COVID, where I was like pitching a book to a publisher. And I was like, oh, they might not like this because like at the end of the day, it's sort of just about what if two gay guys made a movie. And that's kind of like the like if you forget that one of them is a tiger, okay, it's basically two gay guys make a movie. And I was like, this might be too boring. But no, making something about two gay guys is now dangerous again.
Yeah.
It is now people will dox you and send you death threats for it. So the point of all of that is that it's harder than I can remember in my life to like be a public queer person. So I'm wishing you a blessed, happy, fun, restful month. Keep fighting the good fight. Simply continuing to be yourself is more power than the ghouls could ever hope to have. If there are, in fact, non-queer people listening to this podcast, I would be shocked. But if there are, thank you. I will assume that your allyship is strong. If you've gotten through more than like 10 minutes of a SWIMFANS episode. Yeah. So thank you. So thank you.
Congratulations for having such a high tolerance for that sort of thing.
Yeah. If you got through that cold open unscathed, congratulations. Welcome to the winning side.
But yeah, for real, thank you for your allyship. So like, just have a great Pride Month, everybody. I walked in the LA Pride parade the day that we're recording this, so like I'm feeling very, and it was a lot more like I thought it was just going to be walking in a parade, but actually like it was really so like energizing because like it was just so many like people. It was so many people. I mean, LA is a big city, but it was so many people and it was so many different kinds of people, genuinely just so excited, like just shouting at the top of their lungs about Pride. And about like, it's a bunch of people who like, you know, because I was walking with the Animation Guild and they saw the sign and they're like, yeah, let's go animators. I'm like, you've never seen a cartoon, I guarantee it. But like, they're excited to see people marching. They're excited to, you know, to be, you know, so like it was really just so energizing to see all these different kinds of people like showing out. There was literally 4 like Westboro Baptist Church guys like counter protesting, but I kid you not, no exaggeration, it was 4 guys.
Yeah.
And like their megaphone was not cutting through like the Gaga that was playing nearby. So yeah, it was just very energizing, very healing. So like, you know, just happy Pride to everybody. I'm feeling very full right now. You can find the show wherever you get your podcasts. So that's Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, wherever you're listening. Please rate. All right. Please review. Please tell a friend. You have to. It's gay law. It would be nice if you did, I guess. Sending questions if any are burning in your heart. You can send those. You can ask those on Spotify. You can drop them in the show DMs. Everybody but me will see them. So yeah, like do all that stuff. It helps the show. We love to interact with you guys. So you can find the show as well. We have a Patreon as well. More importantly, we have a Patreon. For as low as $1, you can get access to the entire back catalog of Patreon episodes that we have. So if you are interested, we love all of the elite doves who are giving to the Patreon. Thank you so much. And you can find that at patreon.com/swimfans. You can find the show on all the social medias. So that's Blue Sky, Instagram, Letterboxd. That is SWIMFANS pod. Please give us a follow there. And for myself, you can find me at all those same spots. User Amons, AMONNS. I saw the Until Dawn movie.
Oh.
So I'm a big fan of the game. I think the game is really fun. And I have a real soft spot for it because like the second time I visited my boyfriend in Austin where he lived, the only parts of that trip I remember are Halloween, watching Cannibal Holocaust, which was unrelated to Halloween. That was just like a Tuesday night. And then like over the course of several evenings, we like locked in and played Until Dawn together. So I have a soft spot for the game. The movie is so fucking bad. It's crazy. Like it has nothing. So they decided to do like their own thing with it, which I think is fine. I didn't need them to like adapt the game into a movie, but they do their own thing with it. But the problem is that like there's a lot of problems, but like I think the big issue is that the movie just completely doesn't stick to any of its own like internal logic. So like it's just not like a rewarding experience in any way because the characters can't they just like rattle from one like disembowelment to another, and then like at the end you're like, yeah, it was an hour and a half long. So Jen.
You can follow me on Blue Sky, Diatron5.swimfanspod.com. I'm on Letterboxd Diatron. I recently watched the non-narrative film Awaken, which if you've seen like Koyaanisqatsi, it's like kind of like one of those. But like I don't want to like accuse the director of like making it cynically or anything, because I'm sure it probably was. I'm sure a lot of care went into it. It's a really nice looking movie for the most part. I don't know. It's like there's a lot of like technically precise shots in it. But like it doesn't, he's clearly not a true believer in the incredibly basic concepts of Koyaanisqatsi and then the movies that kind of offshoot from that. It feels like he was like, yeah, I could also make one of those. I also know how to operate a camera sufficiently. And so much of the imagery is like so much more like contrived. Like Koyaanisqatsi is like, it opens with like a half hour of just shots of like nature before it moves into like American society. And it's like kind of like this juxtaposition. And it's like not saying anything like super deep. About like the cheapness of America and like how like robots have taken over. It's from the 80s, right? So it's like automobile manufacturing is automated now, and it's stuff like that. It's very like simple. Like aren't these trees beautiful, and isn't America garish? Awaken is like, well, what if I shot footage of a ballerina in the woods, and like there's no.
It's different because one does not generally encounter a ballerina in the woods.
It's so not engaging with like the actual point of the movies that it's aping. I don't really understand what it did at all, because should I not go into the Koyaanisqatsi split? Because like the cinematographer like went off and made his own non-narrative movies, but like that guy was like a freak who like designed his own IMAX cameras and stuff, and like would like dedicated like traveling around the world to like take these like 70 millimeter cameras, like an IMAX time-lapse camera he designed, and then just like capture all this stuff that was like, never seen before. And like he spent his whole life doing that. And then like this guy just bought a slow-mo camera and he shot some trees, and they were time lapses. And it was just like you understand that like, yeah, time lapses with these trees or whatever, like you have some, like you understand that there's something to that image, but you haven't like, you don't feel it. You don't get what they're doing. I don't know. This is like the most pretentious I've ever been on this show, but don't watch Awaken. Watch any of the, if you're interested in non-narrative cinema, well, you've probably seen all of these movies already, but like watch one of those instead. Craig, sorry.
You can find me at Craig Neeson on Instagram and Letterboxd, craigneeson.com. I have not seen anything recently since we last recorded. Although the new Stranger Things final season, end of series is coming out in November, and then like a little bit in December, and then like New Year's Day. and I know that we don't like it, but I love it, and I'm excited to see who dies.
I don't like it, but I've seen all of it.
I've seen some of it. Craig, did you see there's a new Fear Street that we have to watch? Oh, we should do a mini
shit.
about the new Fear Street.
I should watch those other Fear Streets.
Yeah, hell yeah. Let's
Prom
do Fear
night,
Street.
prom day, prom time. Yeah. I haven't seen it yet either, but yeah, maybe we can do like a mini or something about it.
Have you guys seen Hello Mary Lou Prom Night 2?
Absolutely, I've never heard of that in my life.
I forget I said anything.
I love you so much.
Sorry.
Thank you for listening. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.